Welcome everyone. I'm Alex Adams live here in Jakarta for the Weekend Ball podcast today. I am joined by Latvian reporter and radio host Andrejs Silins. Thanks so much for taking the time and doing this. You must be pretty excited after last night's big win.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the congratulations. Yeah, there was some kind of a euphoria for a couple hours after the game, and then we get back to work like our basketball players.
What's it been like in
I mean,
Latvia
the
just the past couple days or just last night with the euphoria? How excited are people here in Jakarta? There's by far the biggest contingent of fans are Latvian. What's it been like there in Latvia after just the night after and just everything else?
Yeah, I mean, this year for Latvian sports is a big year. You're a Canadian, so you probably know that we got the bronze medal in the ice hockey world championship. And there was a ongoing joke that we probably should have some at least one holiday after last night's game because there was a national holiday after the
Eh,
bronze medal game in hockey ice championship. So uh, I hope our basketball players will do something more that we can really talk about it and have it. But yeah, people are excited. There are big screens in the city squares. People are going there to watch games together. And of course, after last night's game, there was congratulations from the president of Latvia and other government people, and so everybody is feeling the vibe.
Yeah, no, I wish Justin Trudeau gave a big congratulations after Canada beat France, but I don't think basketball's at that kind of same level, unfortunately. But just about last night's game, how do you think Latvia was able to make a remarkable, just get that win in a remarkable fashion, coming back? How did they do it?
I think we stayed on a game plan during the whole game. Of course, one of the main points in this game plan was to eliminate France's physicality as much as possible, um, eliminate their big guys because they have a huge advantage under the basket with Gobert and Lesor and Fall and all those guys and Yabusel, of course. And we kind of did it pretty good. We stretched the floor. We started the game with the starting five with the uh, no real centers there. We had two guys like our nominal center was a guy who's like 2 meters. It's 6'7", something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
6'7", yeah. And our power forward is a bit taller, but he was guarding Jabusele, like their power forward. He's also a stretch for a guy. So already from the beginning of the game, we stayed on our plan, and France wanted to stay on their plan. They didn't change anything. I mean, they always played with Gobert or other big guy. Even at one time, they had Gobert and Lesort, two
Yeah, I
centers at the
saw
same
that.
time in 2023. I mean, come on,
It's
yeah. So, and we stayed on our plan. We of course obviously made some crazy shots also, but that's the game we've been playing for our whole lives. And I mean, France also was hitting threes like
mhm.
crazy at the start of the game. They made like 9 out of 14 at one
Yeah,
point, I think, or something like that. So I think that was a high class game, like top level game from both teams. At the end, we just stay in our game plan, and the fortune turned to us, and it's was everything was good at the end. I mean, Artur Žagars, our my point guard, was started the game, and he played. He said after the game he played his best
best game
game
of
of the
his life.
career. Yeah, he was starring in European under 18 championships,
Hmm.
junior championships 5 years ago, And then after the game, my colleague from Latvian radio, Barrett, asked him if this was the under 18 joggers again. And he said, no, this is the 23-year-old joggers. So he's a confident guy. And the point guard position was actually one of our worries before the tournament because we lack experience there. Our main point guard for years has been Yanis Strelnieks, who is out with Achilles tendon injury.
Mm.
He's there in Jakarta with the team, and so that's also something that really I think helps now the younger generation point guards that we have.
No, Zaggers was amazing and just down the stretch hitting big shots. I was podcasting throughout the first half and then came back for the fourth quarter, which was a good time. But just for Canadian fans, other you mentioned Zaggers and there's Davis Bertans, who's a six man, which I find really interesting. I didn't know that until I got here and was talking to your colleagues. But what should for Canadian fans, what players should they be mindful of and that maybe can really hurt Canada tomorrow in tomorrow's game?
I think to hurt Canada, we should do even more wonders tomorrow. But because if France is physical, then I think Canada has. You guys have shown that physicality is on another level for you guys. So this will be even harder. As for players, I think our team captain died as Bertans. Davis's
Mhm.
older brother. Um, he was having a good tournament. He was in a top shape. He prepared for the camp immediately after the season. He didn't take off any time, so he was in a top shape. But last night he I think he injured his
Mhm.
hamstring, so probably he will be out because
Okay.
hamstring injury is kind of a a thing that you cannot come back in just a couple days.
Yeah.
Um, so we will probably miss him, but you see that the next guy is coming up and taking the role. I think probably NBA fans remembers Rodi Kuruc.
Hmm.
He was the Brooklyn Nets and later with other teams, but he started really good. His rookie season was really good, but then things changed and it was not a good later. And now he's in Europe back and making his like yeah playing in Europe. Um, who else? I mean, Schmitz also Roland Schmitz. He's one of the best power forwards in EuroLeague. And last night we saw he played against Yabusele, who is also one of the best power forwards in EuroLeague. So they had a good clash there, and then he has scored so many points. He's an energy guy. Uh,
Okay.
he doesn't need a ball much, but after the game, you see the stat line, you see the box score, and you just think, how did I miss 20 points from Roland Schmitz? Like, when did he did it?
Hmm.
Like there was some splashes. He made a huge dunk and some couple threes, but at the end of the game, I looked at the box score. He had 20 points, so he's definitely someone who has a big role in this team.
And with that, how will how do you think Canada will really try to guard the Latvians because they're such a good 3-point shooting team, but they didn't shoot amazing last night except down the stretch. But how will Latvia deal with maybe the pressure from guys like Brooks? Lou Dort missed the game against Lebanon, but I expect them to probably be back tomorrow. Just how will Latvia try to maybe overcome that ball pressure?
Yeah, that's the big question. That was also one of the main topics before the game versus France, because France also has a big bodies like Nicolas Batum. We saw that in the second half last night. France changed their tactics on defense. They made Nicolas Batum guards Jaggers. It didn't change much for Jaggers. I think Canadians will do even more pressure on the ball and passing lanes. I think one of the possibilities that I see is someone some of the bigger guys like Schmitz, Davis Bertans, Karajulis are big guys, starting the offense, dribbling over the court and starting the offense like that. We have done it before in
Hmm.
the qualification under coach Luka Banki. So that hasn't been a thing so far in the World Cup. We just didn't need it, but that's one possibility to take off the load from our guards, because obviously you guys have so much stronger perimeter players, so there should be a problem with that.
And with that, it does sound as though just watching this team, they don't have a lot of size. You mentioned just the center being not only about 6'7" or so. How will they try to mitigate guys like RJ Barrett and Shay Alexander from just getting to the rim at will, and using their athleticism and ball control to get there? How do you think they're gonna try to stop those types of players, especially with maybe a lack of size?
First of all, I think Rodi Kuruc will again guard Shay. He guarded Decolo last night. Decolo scored 0 points,
Mm,
was ejected from the game later. Um, like Kuruc's brothers are good defenders. The younger Kuruc is not as big, but Rodi is kind of big. He's 6'8" or something like that,
mhm.
and plays perimeter defense on guys, and so probably he will take on Shay. I don't think there's anybody who can stop Shay in this World Cup or in the world. So probably we will again try to pack the paint. And in these games against opponents like these quality opponents, you have to give up something
Mhm.
just to risk something. And I think the less risk is to give up the three and just pack up the pack the paint like we did last night against France. We had 13 steals, and three of them were from our center. So
Oh,
that kind of shows that the way we play defense.
are they turnover prone, the Latvians? Because France gave, I forget how many, I think it was around 17 turnovers they committed against Canada. And Canada's awesome in transition. Just watching this team through the qualifiers, now at the World Cup, are they a team that's turnover prone?
There can be a problem with turnovers. Of course, like we just talked about the big pressure from the physical guards and physical perimeter players that you have. Uh, yeah, that is a one thing that we are worried about, and we all know that Canada is great on transition, and so we probably will have to slow down the game a bit, or at least try to do it. We cannot do turnovers, so if we want to slow down the game. So that is something that I think Coach Banki will for sure, talk with the team about it and yeah, try to eliminate those as much as possible.
And for some Canadian fans, obviously in Canada, we look at immediately who's the NBA player on the team. And with you guys, it's Davis Bertans. He's a six man, although I was at the presser yesterday and he said, I don't really care if I come off the bench just as long as I'm ending the games. And that's what he did. And he had a bunch of big shots down the stretch. Just tell us a little bit about how he's been playing, not just yesterday, but in general for the national team, and maybe his role as a six man, which I didn't really know about until I got here to Jakarta.
Yeah, he's the thing about Coach Banki, our head coach, is that he's been with us for the last 2 years. Um, the thing is that he didn't have like a straight starting five from the beginning. He has always changed starting fives, uh, adapting to opponents, adapting to the way he wants to play against certain teams. So Davis has even started the game for Latvia as a small forward last year against Turkey in a qualification game. We had Porzingis, we had Davis, and we had Schmitz. Schmitz is a EuroLeague player. Porzingis obviously is an NBA star, and Davis is an NBA player. So he started all those guys together, and Davis played a small forward. He played excellent. Uh, we all know that the defense, one-on-one defense, is not his greatness. Let's say like that. And so probably his natural position is a power forward, but when coach needs him in any other position on any kind of role, he can accept it. He and his brother is like the example of patriotism in Latvia.
Mm.
Uh, they are like the symbol of Latvian basketball at the moment, of Latvian national team player at the moment. And yeah,
Why is that? Like how so? Or are they the symbol of the Latvian team?
they have always responded. They have always been available for the national team. They started together in 2010. So 13 years ago, Davis was 18 when he made his EuroBasket debut in 2011. Uh, and they have never said no to the national team ever, except of course for the injuries if there has been some kind
Of
of
course.
health problems, but that's obviously um, so yeah, that's one of the things. And also like Latvian national team and probably Europe, and but Latvia and Lithuania and Estonia is not here, but if they were, then it would be the same. We have kind of a different approach about the national team,
Hmm.
like not like the North Americans, because of our history probably, and we're only 30 years independent from the fucking
Soviet Union.
Russia. So that also plays part in the way we approach the national team.
Hmm. Obviously Porzingis is out and with plantar fasciitis. I've talking to some of your colleagues here, and there seemed to be some strife between him and the federation. And just give us a little bit of Porzingis on this team. Obviously, he's not here, but just his relationship with the Latvian fans, the federation, and just how he's played for Latvia when he's played, and how big a um an impact him being missing the World Cup has been for this team.
He's played a little for Latvian national team. He was with us last year in two qualification games against Turkey and Great Britain. Before that, I think it was 2017, the last time he played for the national team, and the only time in a major tournament when we played Slovenia and young Luka Doncic and Goran Dragic, and lost the game in the final minutes, which was by many after the game said like it was the final before the final. But
Hmm.
anyway, he, of course, everybody knows he's a household name here. Everybody knows him. He's like the top celebrity that you can imagine in Latvia. And Latvians are pretty shy on the streets, but not with Porzingis. Like,
Okay.
yeah, if they see him, they will definitely approach him and try to take a photo or something. Um, uh, I think it shows that I think the thing that he's there in Jakarta with the team, it shows his will to be with the national team. He really wanted to play this year. He really wanted to represent the country, and of course, obviously, with Porzingis in the team,
Hmm.
in the roster, this would be a different Latvian team. Any team would be different with Porzingis in the roster. Um, so we miss him a lot, but the tournament has showed that we have a lot of weapons, and the camaraderie between the guys are really on a high level. They love each other. Porzingis is one of the guys. He's there. He's taking an active role in the team, doing his rehab here with the team, and preparing for his NBA season with the Latvian national team. And he's always played good after playing for national team
Hmm.
in the summer. He's played good, at least a good start for his NBA season. And that's the same case with Giannis Stelniks, the point guard that I told you about. He's been from 2010. He's been our main point guard. He's out, but he's with them. He with the team in Jakarta, and that's the same thing. I think he's there because he wants to be there. He wants to be part of it, even if he's not in the team.
And just to wrap this up a little bit, if Latvia is going to get another big upset in this tournament against Canada, what will they need to do? You mentioned shooting well, just their defense, everything. Just what will they need to do to beat a team of the caliber of Canada?
We have to play one of the best games, if the best game ever, probably. We need definitely some star player. Jagers was last night against France. Probably we will need him and someone else to take a step up and be and have the best game of their careers. Um, I think we will play more guys that didn't play much last night, like Stroutinch and Chavez. They are more physical guys. Probably we will try to do it. Pasechnik's also some games in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He's not been healthy, so he has not played much. And last night he was not used. Like he played 7 minutes or something like that
Mm-hmm.
because of the game plan. Um, I think we will use them more this time, and but we just have to play, good. Uh, we have already did a better job than a lot of experts before the tournament predicted us to do. We have made it to the top 16, and from this we can go only up. There's no you know nothing we can do that will make this tournament bad for us now. Of course, we will play probably against Spain and Brazil in the next round. And I think those teams are also teams that we can play with. Uh, even more, I think about it after the last night's game against France. Spain and Brazil is kind of the same caliber teams. So we have a chance, even if we lose to Canada, to qualify for the quarterfinals.
And with that, what's the goal? Is it to make it to the quarterfinals? Is it to make the Olympics? Is that something you guys have thought about back in Latvia? What's maybe the expectation now that you've qualified for the second round?
Yeah, Coach Banki, when we started the training camp, he was kind of low on expectations.
Mm-hmm.
He said it low because, of course, of the pressure and everything. But and back then we thought that Porzingis will play, but still, he said that our main goal is to perform well and make it to the Olympic qualifiers. Uh, we have made that goal already. We are on the Olympic qualifiers for the next year. Now we can go just only up. We can go up and yeah, just have to do the best we can. And if we make it to the Olympics, that would be, there would be not only one national holiday, there would be probably a week of a
It
national
would be
holiday.
maybe a 2 week holiday or as long as you guys
Yeah,
are in the
probably.
Olympics or something. Yeah. Andres, thanks so much for doing this. And also just I know the second language English, it's always tough. So I really, really appreciate you doing it. You were great. I'm just gonna put you on the spot before I let you go. What's your prediction for tomorrow night? Who wins and why?
Stop it. I mean,
You can
if I
go
s-
with your
if I
heart.
say if I go with my heart, then I won't say what I really think. I mean, of course, I want Latvia to win. I don't see many chances to do it.
Okay.
I, I will say it like that.
I mean, I
How is it in Jakarta, actually? How is it there?
It's well, one I want to say you mentioned earlier that Latvians won't really go out on the streets and talk to people. They have been the loudest fans here, especially after
Because they
last
are in
night.
a foreign country and drunk all the time,
Yeah,
probably.
that's probably true. They're definitely very drunk, and very happy, and just the atmosphere they brought to the games has been phenomenal. Every game they've been in, the two that I've watched a bit of both of their first two games, and just it's such a breath of fresh air just to have that or just that amount of emotion and passion in these games, right? Compared to they just traveled so well, and you just see Porzingis jerseys everywhere. And just for the experience itself, it's been awesome. Met a lot of Latvian media. I sat beside your media officer for the Canada France game for a bit, which was funny. And so I'm probably going to try to tomorrow later today talk to Bertans and go to Latvian's media availability. So it's been really cool. I'm actually going to talk to the Spanish coach right after this for a bit of a sit down, which is pretty cool. We'll see how that goes. He used to coach for the Raptors when they won the championship. He was an assistant, so definitely have a lot of to talk about. And he actually was Jordi Fernandez, Canada's coach now, was his assistant when they won the FIBA World Cup in 2019. So
And they both were actually top candidates for a Raptors job, I think.
yeah, no, there's rumors that Scariolo was number two, and Jordi Fernandez was interviewed. So that's interesting information. I'm not gonna say I know the sources, but that's just basically what I've heard is that Scariolo was maybe number two or very one of the top candidates at the end.
I mean, he couldn't make it to the interview probably in person because he was in Italian League finals with the
Yeah, no,
Bologna
and
team.
apparently it was one of the best Italian league finals in a long time for
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but for Bologna. But anyway, so it's been really cool. I've been talking to some players, talked to Bruno Caboclo, who played for the Raptors yesterday, which was fun. So it's just been a really cool environment. The fans have been great. The atmosphere yesterday in the game was just unbelievable. It was I realized how cool European basketball is just with the energy and um the drums and everything. And so it's been really fun, really excited for the second week, and hopefully Canada keeps going on. And that game for me against France was and honestly it's probably been a parallel for me and you in terms of just your win against France and our win against France. Obviously very different games in how they ended, but just it's felt in Canada as though for the longest time we have all this talent and we just never can break through or get them all here all at once to play well. And finally it came together in that win, and I'm still buzzing. I'm still on a high per se for that Canada game. I'm now a bit more worried about Latvia than I was 24 hours ago. So definitely but I still believe they'll win probably comfortably, but I do worry if the game gets close. I don't know about you, and the fans are into it for Latvia, that it might get a bit shaky, and Latvia will get hot from three. So I don't think it's necessarily an easy game for Canada, but it will also be interesting to see how the Latvians come back after such a big game, and now they know they're making the second round and everything. So it'll be interesting to see how that shapes out for them.
Yeah, Latvians won't give up. That's one thing for sure.
Yeah,
At any
yeah.
point of the game.
There
Yeah.
might not be a 25-8 quarter, like in the third quarter against France. So, but it's been awesome. I hope one day they go back to Europe for a FIBA World Cup, because I believe the next one's in Qatar. So I don't know how much how many fans. I mean, there might be a lot of people traveling, but there's not really many basketball fans in Qatar. So hopefully that's the case. But Andres,
One point
thanks.
actually
Yeah,
one
yeah.
point I want to tell you, if you ever have a chance to go to feel the atmosphere of basketball, then you have to
Mm-hmm.
go to Belgrade for
Okay.
the Serbian derby or Athens for the Athens derby.
Okay.
That's once in a lifetime experience
Really?
for anybody.
Is
You
that
or any of your listeners, just do it if you have a chance.
is that EuroLeague, or is that for the national team, or what is that?
Uh, they play uh, they play both EuroLeague and
Okay.
their national leagues as well.
And so just to go to those arenas for a game
I
is just,
mean, yeah,
yeah.
that's something that you probably haven't experienced in your life.
Awesome. I've also heard that Riga is a really beautiful city, and so I definitely will. Are you in Riga, or are you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm doing a European trip sometime soon, so hopefully I can get out there, and yeah. So thanks so much, Andres, for doing this. Especially just after such a big win for you guys, and I wish the Latvians all the best except for tomorrow, and then you can win every game and make it to the quarterfinals too. So thanks so much for doing this, and have a great day, man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.